We have new inflation numbers out. Expectations for the coming year say it's going to be 5.7%. That's according to the monthly survey of consumer expectations from the Federal Reserve. 5.7%. And when we think about what that means, I know you already know, but when we think about what that means for normal people, that's the boss calling you into his office and saying, hey, we're giving you a 5% pay cut. That's what that means. Every dollar you have is worth 5% less, more than 5% less. Maybe you're okay with that, or maybe you'll be okay. I hope you are. But how many millions, tens of millions of Americans out there are not going to be okay? I know for large portions of my life, you can't give me a 5% reduction or I'm not eating or the power bill isn't getting paid or something. That's a big deal. And this is part of why I hate these people so much. Part of why I really, truly think many of them are just flat out evil. Not wrong, evil. How they're now going to lie to you about what you see. You see, the average American, he's already getting hit in the face with it. You try to buy beef, you try to buy coffee, eggs, gas, whatever. Things in your life are getting more and more expensive. People are feeling it. So the system is going to do a couple things to you. They're going to lie to you endlessly about why you're feeling it. And they're going to tell you, stop complaining. It's actually a good thing. Look at this jaw-dropper of a headline from MSNBC. Why the inflation we're seeing now is a good thing. Yes, it's a very good thing. You see, you got a 5% reduction in pay. Stop whining, peasant. Understand that it's a good thing. Your betters will explain why to you. Unreal. Unreal, the chutzpah of these people. And we don't have serious people in charge. I mean, remember, Pete Buttigieg, he's the transportation secretary. And let's just clarify how he got there again real quickly. He was a mayor, and not a very good one, in Indiana. Then he ran for president. And Buttigieg, I have warned people about this for years, and you'll see it in the coming years. You probably see it now. Buttigieg, I warned, was probably the most dangerous candidate in the presidential field because I see an anger inside of this guy. He really wants to take it out on somebody. And voters sensed it too, so they kicked him out of office. He didn't get the presidency. But remember, he was part of that group that all just kind of miraculously withdrew from the race at once. And wow, Joe Biden's now ahead. And oh, look at that. He ends up being transportation secretary, as if all that wasn't arranged. But he's now transportation secretary. So he goes from failed mayor in Indiana to transportation secretary. And this is the seriousness level of the people who run this country.
Can you give us the construct of how you will deconstruct the racism that was built into the roadways?
I'm still surprised that some people were surprised when I pointed to the fact that if a highway was built for the purpose of dividing a white and a black neighborhood, or if an underpass was constructed such that a bus carrying mostly black and Puerto Rican kids to a beach, or it would have been, in New York was designed too low for it to pass by, that obviously reflects racism that went into those design choices. I don't think we have anything to lose by confronting that simple reality, and I think we have everything to gain by acknowledging it and then dealing with it.
We are in some trouble. And look, hey, Mr. Transportation Secretary, not that I want to distract anybody from the racism of an underpass, but we have 500,000 ships parked off the coast of California. They can't get here. And we now have truckers out there saying we're facing a possible 37% reduction in the workforce because of the vaccine mandate. And I want you, the viewer right now, do a little experiment with me here. Wherever you're sitting, wherever you're watching the first, whether it be in your living room, on your TV, maybe you're on your phone somewhere, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I want you to do me a favor and look around your room right now. And as you're looking around at the various things, look at the things in your area. I want you to think about how many of those things at one point or another were on the back of a truck. all of them. Everything around you has been on a truck at one point or another. We are an economy right now facing an inflation crisis, as we just said, facing a supply chain crisis. We have an overrun border. We have many, many problems. And we're about to add to that, laying off 1/3 of the nation's truckers who make things go to and fro. Uh-oh. That is really, really, really not good. And again, the people we have in charge, they don't care. They don't know what they're doing, and they don't care that they don't know what they're doing. It's just full speed ahead with this cultural Marxist filth. Here's Karen Jean-Pierre asked about gas prices.
What options besides tapping the Strategic Petroleum Reserve does the president have to counteract higher gas prices?
So, I've talked about this a couple of times. We don't have an announcement yet on anything to share at this time. But we're monitoring it, right? We're monitoring the prices, and we're making sure that we have tools in our tool belt that we can try and use. But at this time, I don't have anything new to share.
What else are you reviewing? Because Secretary Granholm has confirmed that is an option that's on the table, and the president has said there are other tools that he could potentially use. So could you just lay out what those other options are that he's considering?
So I don't have anything specific here.
You're monitoring it? No, I want you to, Mr. Producer, I'm going to want you to play that whole thing again. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of me in high school when the teacher comes up and there's this huge multi-part homework assignment that's due over a period of weeks, and I haven't turned any of it in. And she comes up to me and she says, Jesse, are you going to turn in any of the homework assignment? And this is how I responded.
What options besides tapping the Strategic Petroleum Reserve does the president have to counteract higher gas prices?
So, I've talked about this a couple of times. We don't have an announcement yet on anything to share at this time. But we're monitoring it, right? We're monitoring the prices, and we're making sure that we have tools in our tool belt that we can try and use. But at this time, I don't have anything new to share.
What else are you reviewing? Because Secretary Granholm has confirmed that is an option that's on the table, and the president has said there are other tools that he could potentially use. So could you just lay out what those other options are that he's considering?
So I don't have anything specific here.
I don't have anything really specific per se. We're monitoring. We're doing a lot of monitoring. And there are a lot of tools. There's a tool belt out there. Lots of tools in the tool belt. These people have no idea. They have no plan. They don't even want a plan. What's their plan for reducing oil prices? They're planning to shut down another pipeline in Michigan. Karen Jean-Pierre was asked about that too by Peter Ducey.
Why is the administration now considering shutting down the Line 5 pipeline from Canada to Michigan?
It is inaccurate what you just stated,
What's inaccurate?
but the reporting about us wanting to shut down the Line 5.
I said, is it being studied right now? Is the administration studying the impact of shutting down the Line 5?
Yes, we are.
So then what's inaccurate?
Well, I thought you were saying that we were going to shut it down, but that is not inaccurate. Okay, great.
And so they're going to cover for Joe, and they're going to lie, and they're going to stumble their way through this whole thing. And I mean, I shouldn't be laughing because the truth is real people suffer. Hey, thanks so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. You heard me. Like it, subscribe. You'll get a lot more of it and a lot more of me.